y'all's take on it. But going back to the topic at hand, life lessons. What are some of the things y'all want to let people know that
bro.
you know
It's okay to step away.
it's okay to step away? Yeah, that's a
Just
big
sitting on
thing.
Instagram, seeing everyone go crazy, and like I'm like antsy, like man, I feel like I'm falling behind. I'm falling behind. It's okay. Like it's okay not to be putting stuff out every day. It's okay to not be putting stuff out every. It's okay to even not even touch a Gundam for a month
Yeah.
because you need that time away to be able to build that love. And what I posted was the first thing. This dial was the first thing I've actually like worked on since April that I had to like
Mm,
paint, brush, and it was so nice to be able to like feel myself falling back in love with it. So being okay with stepping away and being okay with people are gonna keep going, and you got to move at your own pace.
Mm-hmm.
Like I see Austin going crazy posting his stuff. I see Coop posting his toy photography, and I'm like, damn, like oh, I gotta get something. I gotta get something. I gotta get something out, but not fall into that bait. I feel like it's a bait.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's a good point. That's a good point. And it's kind of like, well, trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? Isn't that the term? Try to keep up with the Joneses. You see everybody else got, I gotta get it. I gotta get it. Oh, he got the big chain. I want the big chain too.
right,
He got the J's on. I want the J's too. Yeah, yeah. So that's that type of mentality we need to step away from. And which is that again, even in life, that's what it applies to,
Mm-hmm.
right? This is why I call it life lessons. So go ahead, Austin.
I was going to say, that's one reason why I don't usually post as much to social media really all that much. I mean, if I do it, I do it in a wave where I get
Mhm.
everything ready and then put it out. But then you won't see me for like 3 or 4 days on the platform at all. Or I might just come in, do a message and talk to somebody, but I won't post. I won't really share much of anything. I see your guys' stuff, by the way. I like a lot of your stuff. I always do, but I just don't interact as much because I always feel like even I knew this in elementary school when it started getting more popular. Like you see people always put out stuff. I see stuff like Grandfather Goose puts out, like just little tiny stories. I'm like, man, I need to start putting out a lot more stories, like 50 stories a day, that 25 story. They're like, nah, 4 or 5. Like let
yeah,
me let me
Yeah.
limit myself down to what I enjoy a little bit smaller, and then just put out smaller little bite sizes and stuff. And I'll say this about walking away. I remember telling people that it's all right to step away for a while, and that's still true. If you do want to push yourself and you do want to actually go forth and try to push through burnout, I mean, I'll say I was talking to somebody about this. It is possible, but it's not guaranteed to work. I mean, you can
Mhm.
push yourself through a lot of hard things, but all I can say is that there's no guarantee that you're going to all of a sudden magically be happy and
ah,
moving again.
right,
But
Yeah.
I mean, there's no guarantee. All I can guarantee you is that the burnout will come.
right,
Yeah. And to piggyback both of y'all points, which is really good points about the burnout, let it come to you. Let it come to you. Like I told y'all with the toy photography, it's like, yo, I be thinking about something. I got this itch to shoot that. I was watching Gundam Wing, and there was this scene where the Targies was coming down, and it was landing. And I was like, yo, I want to take a picture of the Targies. Okay, it wasn't like I forced myself to run up
right.
like let me put it something. I had
A
and
snap of inspiration.
Yep.
yeah, a snap of inspiration. And let everything come to you because it will. You will eventually find it. You will
Yep.
eventually find it, and that's what I've been telling people. They're like, man, your photos have been great. You've been real inspiring. Where are you getting these ideas from? I'm like, look, I open up a manga, I go to Pinterest, I watch Gundam Wing, and I'm watching an episode, and I might pause it at a certain point, like, yo, I like that. Like how it was episode 2, the first appearance of Death Sight, and he slit um the ship in half, and I was like, I paused it, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I paused it right at a certain spot, and it was like right when he was cutting the boat in half, and I came back, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get that shot. One, I don't have a boat, and two, I can't find my normal Death Sight. But that's where some of the inspiration comes from. It's just like sitting back and letting it come to me, letting the universe speak to me
Yep.
about when to
Mhm.
take these shots and how to do it. That's why it's hard. One thing, like you was talking about, Austin, pushing yourself, the burnout is like you said, is going to happen. But just like anything else, the what you can benefit from the burnout is the conditioning portion. If you could sit back and say, all right, I want to try to do like me, for example, I want to try to drop a photo a month, a day, every day for a month. I don't know what month that's going to be, but by picture 11, I might be burned out, right? But if I keep going and go, okay, I burned out on picture 17. I wasn't consistent. I stopped at picture 17. At least I know I could push myself to picture 17.
Right.
And you know you could push yourself a little bit more through that burnout. So I think that's the only real benefit when it comes to burnout. Because just like anything else, right? Like when you run the track.
And for that, it's really important that you have a goal in mind, right? You're not just doing it forever, because that's another thing that's going to cause burnout is your brain's, if you just tell your brain, oh, this is going to happen until I die, right? Your brain's going to have a really hard time comprehending that. But if you give yourself, if we give ourselves a goal, like I'm going to do this for this X amount of weeks and not any further, right? Your brain has now a goalpost to reach. You can see the end of the marathon. And even though it's a long way off, one more step closer is now not one step further away, right? So you can motivate yourself with that as well. And I mean, like, I think that even tidbits into another lesson that we should all learn, which is patience.
Yeah.
Patience. Guys,
patience.
let paint dry. Let it dry. Just let it dry. Let the bottle.
Don't touch it.
And let it dry. It's fine.
That's something I learned.
Yeah. You will mess up the kit if you touch it. So
That's
don't. I'm speaking from experience. Wait for the paint to stop. How about you wait until it's dry outside?
Listen, I have plenty of fingerprints on a lot of pieces because your boy just you get that first, all right, that's dry, and then you really pick it up and it's like, or pulling the masking tape off. Too early.
That's the worst one.
Yeah. Shit across the room. Start another kit. Go outside. Hang with your family and friends. Get a pet. Play video games. Watch TV. Don't touch the paint.
That's tough. That is probably the toughest.
Especially when the shit's flowing.
Yeah. When it looks good.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
You know what? I told myself I'll just get to the armor, and I got both legs and the armor.
Right.
Like,
oh yeah.
I just need to put this shit together.
Like this. Knock this out. Splat.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sit your ass down. Boy, you don't sit your ass down.
Oh
that's
my God.
You're right. That is, and one thing I did learn, a rookie's mistake, is I painted, it was on the Wing Zero. I saved it right at the end. Wing Zero for a car. You can't see it because the piece itself is messed up, but the piece that shows isn't. And it was trying to strip lacquer off of a piece with lacquer thinner.
I remember you showed me.
I took that piece. I said, oh man, I messed up the paint. I took that piece and dropped that thing in lacquer thinner and walked away for a little bit and came back and picked that shit up. That shit was melting in my damn hand. I said, oh my God.
I'm with you. The very first kid I ever painted, it had them tiger stripes on the thighs. Bro, this shit's fire. That shit's fire. I'm like, little do y'all know. Same thing as Coop. I messed it up. How am I gonna get this paint off? Lacquer thinner, right?
Yeah. Stripped
and now it's stuck to your finger.
Melting. Melted, thinking my fingerprint melted.
Oh my God.
Being really light when using this motherfucker.
Oh.